Hello everyone, welcome to Learning from Home channel. Now in this video, we are going to talk about logical function, and that is the AND function. Why is AND function more important in tabulating or calculating for scores or maths? Let's do this example for you to understand it. Let's say for instance in a school, this is a grading system from 0 up to 49. When you get from 0 up to 49, it is failed. Now, when you get from 50 up to 70, 79, that is pass. Pass. Now, from 80 up to 100, that is distinction, right? Distinction. So now you have this. So when the person entered 20, or when the person entered negative, either negative 20, so that is negative 20, or 110. You see, these figures here, they are not part of this range. So therefore, it must throw an exception to the person that may be invalid. The value you entered is invalid, or try again. Okay, or you entered wrong math. Okay. So in such case, AND is very important. So if you want to have a formula whereby you can throw an exception when a wrong value is being inserted, AND is very important to be used, and it can be found in an Excel as well. So we're going to do that with this for you to see. So let's start. Let's have a table. So let's create a small table here, and let's go to insert. So highlight the cells, go to insert, now table, and now hit on OK. Now the first one, this is the name. So name, this is scores, or this is marks, and this is the grade, right? This is the grade. Okay, so let's start typing the name. So this is, we have James Bond. Okay, so we have Frederick, and we have Williams. Let's say we have and we have another 4. Okay, so let's start. Just this. Okay, so let's make it capital. All right, and we have okay, so we have these names as a student in a certain school. Now these are their correspondent marks. So 34. So let's add 1 as 100. Okay. 7. Okay, so we have these marks. Now, in order to calculate for the grade, you're going to use the fail, pass, and distinction. You're going to use this, and you're going to use and add the AND function. Take note, we've done if and nested if function in the previous video. So if you haven't checked it out, you can just check it out for you to understand this very well. Now let's keep moving. Now before we start the formula, you know every formula you start with equal to. So equal to, then we start with the if. So if, then end function, then open bracket and close it. Okay, so now this cell is okay at max. Alright, so now the name of this cell is J23. So if J23 is less than or equal to it's less than 0. Okay, so let's make it's greater than 0. So it's greater than or equal to, you want to use equal to 0. Now comma, the same J23 is less than or equal to, now we are going to use this, that's a 49. So 49. So now we have two arguments here. So if this test, if the max here is less than, no, it's greater than or equal to 0. So if it is greater than or equal to this 0, and if it is also less than or equal to 49, that means it is what? Failed. That means you display what? Failed. So the person has failed. Then we bring comma. So we are done. Or, and if again, if, then let's start with the end. Okay, so end with the same bracket. Now the same J23 is greater than or equal to 70, okay, or 50, because that's a range from 50 to 79. So greater than or equal to 50, comma, J23, okay, J23 is less than or equal to, and it starts from 50 to 79. When that happens, comma, what should it say? Now this is pass. Now let's go to the last one. That is if the same box, there's the and. Okay, so if the same box, and now with this and, if J23 is also less than or equal to, no, suppose this is greater than, right? Greater than or equal to, so the initial for the distinction is 80. So if it is greater than or equal to 80, comma, J23 is less than or equal to 100, comma. Okay, now if you just say the extension, comma, else the value you entered, or you can write invalid, right? You can write invalid value entered. So invalid value entered. Okay. Okay, so alright, so there's a problem. Where is the problem? Now let's fish it out. So we have if, so we have the last end here. Now we have and open field. Okay, if and we have open. Now that is this. Pass. Okay, there's comma here. Alright. Okay. Alright, so that is it. Now let's take this thing off. So as you can see, now when you click check, so you can see that now if, so it is when you bring the and or the and, you can just compare these two. So this is a range. Now this J23 supposed to be greater than or equal to 49, equal to 0. And now the same number, the same max here, J23, must be less than or equal to 49. When it achieves, you should show failed test. The same thing applies to this. Okay, so when you use the AND function, it helps you to just write the range where this figure should be found, and in case it couldn't found there, what should the display, what should be the exception. So just watch here, and that is it. So we are done with this. Now you can see, let's format this in the middle. Okay, now let's see. So here 34 it is fail, right? 78 it is pass. Now 100 is extension, 98 is extension, 99 is 7. They are all the extension, right? Okay, so with that, let's try to type in wrong or more than that and see. So let's type in negative 55 and let's see. So we see that now invalid value entered, right? Now here let's type in 1, let's add 1 to make it 187. Haha, and see. You can see the same thing applies to, so invalid value what entered. So this means that now our formula is now working. You see, so that is a way to do that. Now you can just compare this. Now when you add, now with the AND function, we've added the AND and the if and nested if. So with this, we've added 3 functions. That's the first one is the if function, and you have the nested if, and now we've added what, the AND function as well. So when you add these 3 functions, you're able to get this. And now when the person enters it wrongly, now it displays a test. Okay, if the person enters the correct one too, it's going to display a test. Not like the if function alone, whereby if the person enters the wrong one, it gives the exceptions that you just created. The same thing applies to the nested if. But when you add these 3 functions, it makes it solid, and yes, solid for it to work. Alright, I hope it's clear now. Okay, so you can just go back, review, or watch the video again in case you couldn't understand, to get the understanding. Alright, and if any issue, to comment at the comment section when you have any issue on that too. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.